I am not ready, but we are going to do it. We are going to react to the MMA performance by BTS, the group otherwise known as the Korean One Direction or the Korean Backstreet Boys. My expectations are really high for this because everybody has been requesting this, and I wanted to be ready, physically and mentally, and I wanted to be sharp to give you guys a good reaction. So it is kind of late, but I am ready to do it. So we'll dive in now. It's very dramatic.
I shall not only your true self, but also your self.
That's sugar, huh?
You suspect that a blind will
가짜는 아니지, 진짜 아니야. 그래서 항상 예쁘게 포장되어 나가는 거야.
Wow. Look at the crowd. Nice. This is fake love, huh? Right here. Very dramatic. Wow, the crowd. That's electric. Come on. The camera work, come on. You gotta be kidding me. It's like watching the music video. Good. Yeah, everyone's doing very good. I don't like the mic. Yeah, the sound of the mic is not good here. Is he lip syncing? I think Jin was lip syncing right there. Man, that crowd. Oh, this part's really good. Airplane. This is one you guys have been always requesting me to do. Nice swag. The mic levels are terrible. Nice. Yeah. This is not me. I don't like this. Nice moves. Nice. Ah, the mic levels are terrible. I'm not feeling this song, by the way. I don't think it's the right song for this kind of stage.
힘들지? 힘들긴 하지. 아 그래도 뭐 힘들어도 이게 행복한 거 아닌가? 행복하지.
근데 솔직히 좀 행복해.
연습생 때 꿈꾸는 게 이런 거잖아.
행복하다. 편집 보러 가자.
And the Billboard Music Award goes to BTS! Army, our friend, and thank you very much. Please, Army, remember what we say, love myself.
Are they changing clothes right now? I bet you they are.
정말 사랑하고 감사합니다.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, come on. I love that sound. Oh. This is why you told me to react to this. Because of this. Oh my goodness. Wow. That lighting. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Good. There, pumped. Wow, this is epic. He ran out of breath for a second. Good, Jimin. Wow.
소리 질러!
이천구 아티스트상 소녀시대.
Okay. I'm gonna have to come back and just take a breather to talk about everything I have. I have a lot to say actually, so don't miss this. Okay, I'm back. I had to write some things down so I wouldn't forget what I wanted to say. First of all, that was quite a performance. That was performing for 20 minutes like that is certainly not an easy feat, especially when it's so high energy. So yeah, all in all, they did a very good job. There were some concerns I had, but before I get into that, I want to tell you my experience in those kind of settings. About 15 years ago, I appeared on one of those end of the year awards shows. It was for NBC's end of the year 가요대상, and I think it was on, yeah, it was the last day of the year, last night of the year, and I actually went up and I did an interview, and it wasn't quite as big as this stage. I think this stage might have had maybe close to 50,000, but it was in a small stadium. And I remember when I went up and they were asking me questions, you cannot hear anything. The guy is right next to me asking me a question, and I remember I said, what did you say? I couldn't hear him because the crowd was going so loud. And it is very nerve-wracking when you're in front of 20,000 screaming fans. It's a feeling I will never forget in my whole life. But I mean, even compared to this stage, that was nothing. This was on another level. I imagine this was done in one of the bigger stadiums like Olympic Stadium in Korea. And the crowd was absolutely electric. One thing that is very unique particularly to Korean music shows, is the difficulty of having a good sound mix. And it's because of the energy of the fans, and they go too crazy cheering. You're going to pick up a lot of that in your mic. And to filter that noise out and to also accurately convey the voices, the vocals, it's very hard, because if you're filtering out too much of the crowd noise, you're not going to get a lot of the crystal sound of the performers. Whereas if you leave too much sound, you're going to hear too much of the crowd noise. And I think this was one of those cases. You're getting too much of the crowd noise, and you can't hear the accurate vocals. This is something Korean music has been dealing with for the past 30 years. This is not something that happens very often in the US. You're not going to see a crowd like that going nuts over Kanye West, for example. It's very unique to Korea, and it's very interesting how they deal with that. It's just a fact of life that the crowds are more rabid for K-pop performances. Now, moving on to the actual songs, I did like the Fake Love. It was pretty well done. mic levels were again a problem, but all in all, it was a good performance. Honestly, I didn't like the beginning, the dramatic intro. It really didn't add anything to the performance. It was just trying to bring some needed dramatic tension to the performance, but it really didn't do too much for me. There was no point in that. I did like the acting. I liked the dancing part when they're in those little stalls and they're flicking the lights on for each performer. That was pretty neat. A very good idea. One thing I did have a problem was with Jin again. It seems like he obviously knows what his lines are. He knows when he's supposed to come in, but it takes a while for him to get in. When he's supposed to come in, he's supposed to come in immediately, but he kind of pauses. I think he's trying to take a breather before he gets in there, but he always comes in late, and he's trying to preserve himself and his breathing. I don't like that. Every time I expect Jin to come in, I know I'm gonna be worried. Is he gonna come in okay or late or not at all? Like, that is a problem that I see multiple times now moving forward. As for the song selection, I did like Fake Love, I did like Idol. I'll get to Idol in just a second, but I didn't like the second song, which is Airplane. It's the first time I'm hearing it. It's not suitable for such a large crowd because I think BTS would probably have more suitable songs that are higher energy. I don't, maybe this was kind of like the order and they released their songs. I guess Fake Love and then Airplane and then Idol. That's my guess, but that second performance was rather underwhelming, and the performance wasn't thrilling as well. However, the highlight of the night was definitely the Idol performance, and the new instrumentation using the Korean instruments was a very, very creative way, and I love those sounds. I really do. I've always thought that Korean instruments would be fascinating to use in a house music setting because it does have that kind of like the 4-on-the-floor house beat. They could utilize it, and they did that here to some degree, and it's fascinating to watch. Definitely, the Idol performance was a highlight, and I like it. The dancing, the Korean style dancing, the traditional dancing, was amazing. The 3x3 stalls where J-Hope was in the middle was excellent. I just, it's so beautiful watching that, and then the lighting behind it, the red and blue lighting was fascinating. It was just. It looks like it was a. I mean, red and blue are the traditional colors for Korea, and it looked like like flags waving almost, and it was a beautiful stage. Everything about it. Again, the mic levels were uneven throughout the performance, but not their fault. I did see Jungkook getting tired once. It's my first time ever seeing him, out of breath. I think that's what happened. I can't be certain for sure, but it looked like he skipped one line in there. But I'm going to recheck it later on to see if I am indeed correct. Speaking of Jungkook, I've been thinking about him, and he is the perfect idol. He is the prototype of what an idol should be. He can sing, he can dance, he's handsome and cute. He's very hardworking. If you were playing one of those RPG games and you had these like little graphs where you had to put attributes, for example, singing, rapping, dancing, looks, and on and on and on, his levels will be everything high. He will be full. He will be full. He is. If you had to build an idol from scratch, he is what you would get. He is the perfect idol so far to me, and he's only what, 22, 24, so he has a long way to go. But man, he has a very, very promising career ahead of him, and I'm looking forward to how he turns out in the next 10 years. Okay, another point is, I believe Melon Music Awards is a Korean award show. It's not like one of those Asian award show where it's held in Hong Kong. Having said that, I was surprised at the crowd going at it for BTS, because whenever I speak with my musician friends, they really don't consider BTS as a Korean idol group. And they told me this even before I started reacting and knew much about BTS. They said BTS is considered an international star, even in Korea, not a domestic star like your traditional idol groups. And I was thinking why people think that in Korea. I think there is kind of a pushback between the big three, the traditional big three entertainment companies, and Big Hit, BTS. And I think they don't get as much as exposure as they deserve, or they get even internationally. And groups like Twice are much more popular inside Korea, and that's what the perception is amongst my musician friends. And I mean, this performance showed me, even if they think that, there is a high level of popularity, even in Korea, for BTS, and I was pleasantly surprised. Now, I want to talk about the most important part about this. This performance for me was very fascinating. When I was watching this stage, when you watch a performance in the US, just a random artist like okay, we'll use Kanye West again as an example. You see the crowd and they're cheering and they're into it, they're listening to the music, they're dancing. And that's about it. That's the extent of the fan interaction. But when I see the fans, the BTS fans, in this performance or in any other previous performances like the billboards, it's not cheering. It is more than cheering. It is, I don't know how to put this. It's like the fans are sending you love to BTS, and BTS is repaying that love through their vocals. It's such a strong connection between BTS and their fans, where those 50,000 fans are actually sending love to each performer, to each member of BTS, rather than singing along. It's more than that. It's more than just cheering them on. It's a unique interaction between them and the fans. And just imagine if you're one of those members, what that would feel like when you're out there in front of 50,000 fans who are absolutely crazy for you, who are obsessed with you, and they're screaming. Not only they're screaming, they are sending love, deep love from their hearts to you. And imagine what that energy feels like, receiving that. Have you ever imagined how that would feel if you're one of those BTS members and you look out into that crowd of 50,000 people and you see that love coming to you? That must be an amazing feeling. I mean, I wish I could just feel it for 1 minute, what RM feels when he's out on the stage. Just even try to picture what that love looks like. It's such a beautiful, amazing thing that they are receiving from the fans, and it's I mean, this is special. This is beyond just a regular fan interaction. It's not your normal fan cheering for Justin Bieber. This is a much more intimate and deeper fan interaction, and it's a beautiful thing to see. We've had a lot of fandoms before. We've had, starting with the Beatles, Michael Jackson, New Kids on the Block, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift. I mean, those are okay. Those are what you've seen before, but never in the history of the world have you seen this kind of intimate fandom where these fans actually get to know their idol on a daily, intimate basis. I mean, all these videos on YouTube, you can see, you can watch, you know so much about this group, and who they actually are, and what their lives are like. And this has never happened in the history of music. This has never happened. First of all, we've never had YouTube or all this social media before, maybe 5 to 10 years ago. This is a new phenomenon, and BTS is the first one that's able to utilize this to this degree. I mean, okay, before the BTS, there was like these little fandoms like Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber, but never in this scale, this worldwide scale. Have you seen how deep this love affair is? I mean, when I was growing up, there was New Kids on the Block. The only way you can consume them was through MTV or the radio, and hope they would their song would play every hour, or you would pick up a magazine or a poster, and you didn't have a lot of this content. Now there's an endless amount of content for you to get to know the fans, and when you do have that content and intimacy, the love and the adoration is on another scale, because you actually know these people and you feel close to them, and that's where this love is how it's created. And in my opinion, never in the history of the world has there ever been a deeper fandom because of this. I mean, you've seen old videos where people go crazy over the Beatles, but that's really superficial compared to what is happening right now. Those fans showed up for the Beatles when they arrived from England, but those fans really knew nothing about the Beatles. Like, okay, you saw an article in the newspaper maybe once a week, or there was a magazine that came out once a month and you saw a picture of them, but that was it. Compared to now, you have millions of pictures, articles, videos, everything, you name it. I mean, you don't have to wait for the radio to play their song. You can listen to it. You have access to everything. And when you have that, it really deepens your level of understanding and your level of love for BTS. So this this fandom and the love, this has never happened in the history of the world, and you have to understand the scale of this. And when you do, it just blows your mind. It really does. This is not, yeah, I love Michael Jackson, the way he dances. He makes me, you know, love him. This is not that. You guys know everything about BTS, and you've become so close to them. And when I think about that, it's hard for me. This is all new. What BTS is doing, this is all new. Now, me as someone who knows music and someone who knows the music industry, I base my knowledge on past history and what I've learned so far. But even me, I'm not qualified to even... First of all, I will never understand the depth of this adoration. It's just too deep, and it's too new to me. And I'm not qualified because this has never ever happened, you know? It's just amazing if you think of how deep this love goes. It's just... Never, you can't, there was no comparison. And I never thought about it this way until I saw this. I mean, I don't even think the media or anybody in the public really understands this. They don't have a full grasp on this relationship and how deep it goes. And I am truly amazed. I really am. Regarding the performance, all in all, I did like it. It was okay. Fake Love was good. Was solid. Number 2, the airplane performance was not. Number 3 was the highlight, and that was breathtaking. I liked it, but this makes me think. There's a lot of... This runs deeper than I thought, and it's actually opened my mind, blown my mind actually. Just watching this video. Anyways, I think that's it. I think that's everything I covered. I wanted to cover. I'm gonna do a couple more reactions today, but this is going up right now. So thank you for watching this reaction. I know it was kind of late, but I hope you enjoyed my thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.